You're not going to believe me anyway, so you're going to have to watch this video to find out how really amazing this tutorial is on our latest project, the Daffodil Garden Flag. Now take your batting one and place it on top of the hoop. Stitch it down to secure it in place. Once that's done, carefully remove the hoop from your machine and trim the batting about 1 to 2 millimeters away from the stitching. Next, stitch the place and line for fabric A. Place fabric A right side up, positioning it directly over the place and line and stitch it down, making sure it stays aligned. After stitching, remove the hoop again and trim the fabric along the bottom stitching line, leaving the rest tucked in the seams for a neat finish. Using the bottom stitching on fabric A as a guide, place fabric B on top, but with the wrong sides facing up. Let the fabric overlap the placement line by 1/4 inch. The excess should point towards the top of the hoop. Stitch it down, and when you're ready, fold it over, keeping the fabric taut, and stitch it down again. Once done, remove the hoop and trim the fabric just along the bottom stitching line. Now we'll repeat the process with fabric C. This time, don't trim any fabric. Let me tell you about my favorite pastime. Jumping on to the Sweet Pea Sew Along Facebook group and seeing the community share their amazing projects, competing for monthly prizes, and just having a fun time while they do it. If you'd like to come check this group out too, I'll leave a link for the Facebook group in the description of this video. Next, it's time to add some decorative detail. Begin by embroidering the quilting pattern across the design. Then move on to the stems. Embroider one on the left, one in the center, and another on the right. For the flower center, repeat the applique process using a piece of fabric. Then embroider the details, adding a satin stitch around the center to bring it to life. Next, repeat the applique technique for the back petals of the flower. Then embroider the details and satin stitch around them for a crisp finish. If you're someone out there watching this video tutorial and finding it super useful on completing your project, please remember to like the video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow the same steps to the front petals of the flower. Embroider the base of the flower to ground the design. Then move on to the flower bud. Follow the step numbers in your file to ensure you're stitching in the right order. Finally, stitch the sections where the flowers and stems meet. adding those last intricate details. Once you're finished, remove the hoop and trim the seams about 1/2 inch. This gives everything a clean, polished look. Hold this aside for the next part of your project and you're ready to move forward. Great job so far. Now that you've completed the embroidery stitch out of the blocks, we are ready to move on to constructing the flag layout. First, lay out your blocks in the correct order. I'll be showing the diagram on the screen here to guide you. Start by joining the blocks in rows. Take the first 2 blocks and place them right sides together. Carefully pin along one edge, making sure the border seams align as closely as possible. Begin by pinning the corners first, and then take your time to match up the satin stitches where they line up. This part is important for a neat finish. Once everything is pinned into place, head over to your regular sewing machine and stitch along the side seam. You'll want to stitch just inside the outer borderline that's already stitched on the blocks. This ensures the stitching won't be visible on the right side once everything is pieced together. Continue this process until all the blocks in that row are joined. Once you've finished joining all the blocks in each row, open out the stitched seams and press them flat with an iron. This will give you crisp, professional looking seams to work with. Then repeat the steps for each horizontal row, stitching each block together. Now it's time to join the horizontal rows together. Place the first 2 rows right sides together, making sure the edges line up. Pin the seams, then take it to your sewing machine and stitch the seams just as you did before, right inside the borderline so that no stitching will show on the right side. Finally, open out the stitch seams and press them flat to keep everything neat and smooth. And that's it. Your flag layout is now starting to come together beautifully. Folks, your project is really starting to come together. Well done. Now let's add the loops for hanging the flag. This part is pretty straightforward, but let's make sure everything is neat and secure. First, grab fabric G for the loops. Take the 2 longer edges and fold them widthways, then sew a small 1/2 inch 12.5mm seam along the edge to create a tube. This doesn't have to be perfect, just a simple, clean seam to get started. Once that's done, carefully open the seam. Then use the tip of the iron to press it open flat. This will help the loop keep its shape and make everything easier to work with. Next, turn the loop through to the right side making sure the seam is tucked inside. Then press it flat. You'll want the joining seam to be centered on the underside of the loop for a clean, polished finish. Now, if you'd like, you can edge stitch or top stitch the loop to add a nice, finished look. This step is optional, but it will help make the loop more durable. Once you've stitched the loop, fold it in half lengthways and give it a quick press with your iron to set the shape. Clip the ends to hold it in place while we get everything ready. To secure the loop, machine baste along the edges, making sure everything stays aligned. Repeat the same process for the other side to keep everything even. Make sure your bobbin thread matches the top thread color for a seamless look. Once the loops are ready, pin them to the flag. We've decided to place the loops about 1.5 inches, 4 centimeters from the border stitching of the hanger or flag, but this can vary depending on the type of hanger you're using. To finish, stay stitch the loops in place. Make sure they're secure before moving on to the next step. Your project is almost there, and now it's time to finish things off by adding a backing to your flag so it's ready to hang. Let's walk through the final steps now, folks. Start by placing fabric H, the backing, on your work surface, right sides facing up. Next, take your sewn flag and place it on top of fabric H, right sides together. Pin everything in place. But make sure to leave an opening of about 6 inches, 15 centimeters. This will be your turning space later. Now, stitch around the edges with a 1/2 inch, 12.5 millimeter seam, making sure to leave that opening unstitched for now. Once you've stitched all the way around, trim the seams down to a 1/4 inch, 6 millimeters for the edges. And at the opening, trim them to 1/2 inch, 12.5 millimeters. This will help create cleaner corners when we turn it right side out. Don't forget to clip the corners to help them turn out sharp and neat. Next, turn the whole thing right side out through the opening. You can use tools like that pink thing or a chopstick to gently push out the corners, giving them a nice pointed shape. Take your time with this. It's the finishing touch that makes everything look crisp. Once it's turned, give everything a good press with your iron to smooth out the seams and edges. You can also stitch in the ditch along the main seams for a nice structured finish. Stitching the ditch creates an invisible finish on the front of your flag, with the stitching lines only visible on the back side. For this to look perfect, make sure the bobbin thread on the back matches your backing fabric and choose an invisible thread or thread color that blends with your fabric for the top stitching. Now you'll need to close that opening. You can either hand stitch it shut or use fabric glue for a quicker finish, whichever works best for you. Give your work one final press for the finishing touch. And there you have it, folks. Your beautiful daffodil flag is now complete and ready to hang. Well, I hope there's some viewers out there that are looking at a beautiful completed project. And to the others who haven't finished yet, I hope you're enjoying the process as much as we did bringing you this design. Please check out swpa.com to find this design and many, many more great designs just like it. Also, we have an array of sewing supplies that are sure to enhance your future machine embroidery projects.